Hi everyone, my name is Summer Marizai, and this is my artwork project video for Professor Wood. The museum that I visited was the Getty, and after walking around the entire place, the artworks that I chose for this assignment are the Dragon Slayer and Small Eve. Those two artworks caught my eyes because they were each created by different artists presenting two opposing concepts yet are equally significant in their own ways. So the picture we see right now in the video is the Dragon Slayer, and this painting is created by Franz von Struck in 1913, and it depicts a hero who has killed a powerful dragon. Stuck was best known for his paintings of ancient Egypt, and he frequently touched on themes such as mythology, fantasy, and the paranormal. He was known for his symbolist style. The artwork's influence is enhanced by its dramatic composition and strong lines, which highlight the epic struggle between the dragon slayer, and the heroine. Look at the art piece closely. The artwork's lines are strong and vibrant, conveying a feeling of movement and energy given that the dragon slayer just won his battle. The dragon slayer's body is turned towards the heroine and is twisted to emphasize the mental and physical work he had to face, embracing the heroine after its defeat. One way we interpret this is how his foot firmly is planted on the dragon's head and his arm is extended in a symbol of accomplishment. The dragon slayer's posture radiates strength and triumph. Another way we can also interpret the artwork is intimacy. You can see how the dragon slayer is embracing the heroine in a very intimate way, similar to how a prince rescues his princess. Dragons were frequently pictured as a frightening animal that terrified regions and hoarded gold, often in traditional Western European mythology and folklore. It was common for knights or heroes to set out on journeys to kill dragons in order to save the people and bring back peace to the nation. The artwork's dynamic composition and strong lines, which enhance the overall visual impact of the piece, illustrate the sense of victory. The artwork's color palette is somewhat monochromatic. Shades of blue, gray, and dark yellow are primarily seen. Another thing we can focus on is how the light is being shown as an important aspect, since it casts dark shadows, and how it highlights the heroine, and by doing that it improves the sculpture's overall impression. The layered composition is enhanced by the contrast between light and dark, highlighting the courageous battle between the dragon and the dragon slayer. The second art piece that caught my eye was called Small Eve. This sculpture was made by Auguste Rodin in 1881 and cast in 1910. According to the history of art, while he was sculpting Eve, he was struggling to get the lines correct. It was some time before he discovered that the sitter that he was modeling from was pregnant, and his problem was because her body shape was changing. Eventually, she stopped sitting for Rodin, and he decided not to continue with the work and left it in a very rough form. The sculpture remained incomplete until he decided that he was confident to show and cast the work in an incomplete format. So when you take a closer look at the sculpture, the first impression you get is of a woman trying to hide herself. The woman is naked with her right hand hiding her genitals and her left hand softly resting on her thigh. The figure's stance displays vulnerability and attraction, highlighting the sculpture's emotional and psychological depth. There are many ways to really depict the sculpture. However, the way I view her is that she's imperfect. Eve is known for being a perfect human, being inspiration of Adam and Eve. However, when we look at Small Eve, we only notice the imperfections that lead her to feel humiliation. In other words, we can say that she represents us as human beings since we are imperfect. According to Joy of Museum, the depiction captures the agonized moment of shame through the perception of nakedness after the fall into sin. Her left hand makes a gesture as if it is protection against a blow. Using clay, plaster molds, and a meticulous process that includes live models, Rodin created sculptures that were innovative and realistic. Rodin created a textured and emotive figure to mirror his statue of Adam. The sensuality of her body is in sharp contrast with the modesty of the gesture she makes by lowering her head and crossing her arms. So the more we go into depth, we notice the line, color, and lights of the sculpture. The sculpture's veiny muscles and lines are rendered well to create a feeling of movement and symbolism, demonstrating the vulnerability based on the pose. The color of the sculpture is bronze, giving it a warmer tone. The sculpture's impact of depth and texture is improved by the minor tone difference in the bronze. Lastly, when we look at the light, we can see that it plays a big role in highlighting the sculpture. Eve is sculpted to catch and reflect the light in a way that draws attention to the lines of her body and gives a feeling that is three-dimensional in a more realistic way. So these two artworks serve as a representation of various topics, styles, and approaches that artists have used throughout time to express and capture their ideas. Thank you.